and I realize too that most people don't want to know, and that's what's really frightened me, because now we're faced with something that is just absolutely beyond most people's ability to even grasp. And I have no words for it, because I know that this country and this republic cannot be saved as long as there's a flaw in the thinking of the people. Look, at your decisions in life are only as good as your information. And if you are not willing to look at all of the truth, then you don't have it yet. And as long as you don't have it all, any attorney will tell you before going into court, if you don't have everything going for you, then don't go. Don't even try, because you're not going to win, because you don't know the facts yet. So that's what I'm trying to do, is help people to learn all the things that they will never be privy to know, because they haven't taken the time to do the research. They don't have the time. They got wives and families. Well, I don't have anyone. And I've lost my wife because of my work. I've lost my family. I lost everything I own. 3 times my office was broken into, and everything I owned in the world was taken. And consequently, I paid a heavy price for doing what I do. But I just love trying to educate and teach people, and at least waking them up. Well, I've got some really extraordinarily important materials on my website that you can't find anywhere else. I've got 3 books right on the home page that 2 of them I own the books. I own the copyright. That was so important to me. I got the companies. They were very old books I found in an old bookstore. And it was so important to me. I got a grant from the Truth Seeker company that I was working with, and got the attorneys to give me the copyright to the 2 books, so I owned them. And I got grants for a publisher to publish them, because I felt they were so extraordinarily important. And 2 of them are right on my home page. There's a 3rd one called Occult Theocracy. That one you cannot buy at any price anywhere, and it's just such an important book on tracing the cults and the secret societies, all of them through the ages. It's called Occult Theocracy. And all of it's there as the e-books. You can download it immediately, get it immediately. And, of course, all the different, if you go to my download page, there's all kinds of extraordinarily interesting documents and materials that it's taken me years to find. And, of course, I have a lot of DVDs and tapes and things, too. But mostly I'm interested in those things which most people will never be privileged to know even exist. That's what's driven me.
Jordan Maxwell is our guest. We're going to talk more about his awakening, his process of awakening, that journey. And then we're going to get into basically the biggest secrets he discovered, the bottom line on how it works, and what the globalist New World Order, occult kingdom, occult theocracy's master plan is, with Jordan Maxwell today. The website, jordanmaxwell.com. A lot of books, very old books that he owns the copyright to, that really break down how they run and control things, are there available at jordanmaxwell.com. Before we end the show, we'll also get out a number where you can call and get some of those books and videos. There's also a lot of free videos and things in the download section. Just be sure and check it out. A picture gallery, great website, jordanmaxwell.com.
When I was younger, I was filled with the zeal for knowledge and wisdom and understanding and questioning everything and talking to all the adults that were out there writing and speaking publicly. I love knowledge, and I love the idea of helping my fellow man. I love watching young people, their eyes light up when you show them something they've never seen before. It's the instinct of a teacher, and the older I grew, the more I loved talking to audiences and helping them to understand. Because there's like the Apostle Paul says, do you not teach yourself when helping others? So I was learning, and I was trying to transmit all the things I was learning to other people. But when I took my work publicly back in 1988, I decided to go public, and instead of the little Mickey Mouse venues that I had been speaking at, the little mom and pop bookstores.
You emerged from the underground.
Yes. I had been speaking at little venues, small little venues around Los Angeles, as far back as 1961 and 62. I was giving lectures in libraries and little small groups, ladies' home groups, and all these little venues on secret societies, Bible codes, Knights Templars, Nazi fascism, all of the different secret societies that were operating and how they were connected behind the scenes in European bloodlines. All of that back in the 60s, early 60s, but it wasn't until I was introduced to the work of Myron Fagan, Anthony Hilda put out the records set on Illuminati. That was in late 66. Well, I got a copy of it almost right after they came out.
And all the pieces came together.
All of it came together. It all began to make sense of the things which I was already interested in. That's exactly right. And so I was then hot on the track of Illuminati as a philosophical concept. And so I was living in UCLA libraries, USC, Berkeley. I was all over the state and going to. I personally went to all of those because we didn't have the computers and the thing, the technology we have today. So I personally spent years at UCLA's research library, general research, USC. I used to spend days and weeks and months at USC in the stacks late at night, photocopying documents from old books. And so the more I learned, the more I knew how much I didn't know. And I was fascinated with every day I was learning things, and it's as if the Spirit was bringing me people and bringing things to me, because it's as if the Spirit in the universe knew that I wanted to know and that I was eager to learn. And so I was meeting all kinds of interesting people. And it was just blowing my mind. And then, like I said, about 1988, after I had a nervous breakdown because I lost my wife, I lost my family, I lost everything. But those things happen in life, but I wasn't ready for it, and too much of it came too quickly, and it just overwhelmed me, and I just broke down. But when I came out,
did you lose your wife because of the research? Was she sick of it?
Yes, because she decided that she had had enough of me, and whatever it was that was driving me, she wanted no part of it. All the time I was living with her, she never wanted to hear anything that I was interested in.
Yeah, Richard Gage's wife, Architects and Engineers for 9/11 Truth, left him over this stuff. It's really sad. I'm blessed to have my wife.
And so I that was a terrible blow to me, because she just decided she's had enough. That's it. She doesn't want. She used to tell me all the time, "Why don't you just get a job and be like everybody else and just go along to get along?" And I said, "My God did not bring me into this world to go along to get along. My God brought me here to be who I am and to do what I do." I have a high respect for the concept of the divine force in the universe that men call God. I believe that certain people are brought here purposely to do work, and so I have a very high regard for spiritual things.
But not for the whorehouse churches that are Illuminati controlled.
Right. Yeah, not for the corporations, silly bull that we call the religions today, jumping around on stages and with their diamond rings and their effeminate haircuts and jumping around, falling down, and it's just an incredible display of stupidity. Think about this. If you were to go to a particular school for 40 years and study one subject for 40 years, and one day come out of that 40 years of study and can't even read or form a sentence correctly, and cannot hold an intelligent conversation with your fellow man, what kind of a school is that you've spent all your life in and can't even read? Well, the same thing is true with so many Christians who have been Christians all their life and spent all their life pursuing a church teachings and have no idea in the world what certain words mean, the etymology of words and terms and symbols, corporate logos, flags, harlotry, where concepts have come from.
The obelisk, it's all the complete opposite.
Opposite, totally opposite than what you think it is.
Well, I mean, that's the issue, and they have Benny Hinn and all those guys, and it's turned out they get government financing to start them off to make it look stupid, to actually turn spiritual people off. And I've noticed, I wanted to get your take on this, that the Illuminati, the globalists are all, whether it's Ted Turner, Maurice Strong, Prince Philip, David Rockefeller, they're all deeply occultic, deeply into this,
bet on it.
This Illuminati religion of killing their fellow humans for the greater good of Gaia. But then they finance all the atheist groups to tell people there's nothing.